All right, welcome to part 2, which is really day 1 of the crazy, hopefully 7 days left, but it might be 5 days, might be 4 days to SEMA. Severo has not moved. Nothing has been touched on that yet. Daniel still has the tailgate and is fabricating that stuff. And I think maybe tomorrow night he's going to be here working on the fiberglass front lip. But today we are working on Polo, and when I say we have Brandon, that 180 cabbie, and we have Cam. What's your Instagram, man? Smokey8Valve. Smokey8V. Valve or V? V. Yeah, Smokey8V. So, working on the engine stuff like crazy. Thanks for all your feedback. God, I sound like such a YouTuber saying that. But no, this is how I'm doing it. Just live videos, unedited, just getting it done while I or we are here working with whoever else shows up. Tons and tons of parts showed up. 4 mass airflow sensors because I did it wrong, and 1 coil pack because I did it wrong. But everything else has been awesome on the ordering. This is sponsored by lots of different companies, so hashtag sponsored disclosure. Blue pulleys for the 180 from ECS, red brake lines from them as well, from EBC, yellow rear brake pads, new calipers from Volkswagen that I need to paint, lots and lots of stuff. Black Forest lightweight flywheel. So on the flywheel, that is going on to the engine today. What we're trying to do is get the engine installed basically today while there's a few people helping. So the really big thing on the engine is this CNC'd Black Forest engine bracket. The story goes on this, and I'm going to find a seat and see if I can tell you that. How about an Odyssey battery box? That looks like a good place to perch. So, and I just got a phone call in, which I thought I was on Do Not Disturb. So sorry, Aaron, because you just called and I hung up on you. All right, so the Polo 6N motor mount brackets don't match anything that's sold in the US. Basically, this car was never sold here. Nothing using this upper brackets was ever sold here. So I need to get a kit, and there's a couple kits in Europe, in Germany, in England, etc. But none of them looked awesome, honestly. No offense to them. They were just very plain, basic, mild steel welded. And then a gentleman whose name I forget, Stuart, I believe, I apologize if I got that wrong, messaged me and said, hey, I have these old diagrams from Germany that this really cool guy posted up from the 6n2club.com or something like that. Let me see if I can find it. And he sent it to me, and it was these really nicely drawn, basically schematics, technical drawings for how to make the mounts. They were not CNC instructions, but they were really nice. And he had a really nice little text file that basically said, hey, if you ever use this, please just give me credit. Like, don't steal it, but it's for the community, use it for free. So basically, this is his design, except instead of making out of mild steel and welding it, Black Forest Industries completely changed the design, made it out of solid chunks of billet aluminum, and engraved their logos and just made it all this non-welded, amazing one-piece design, which is crazy. I mean, literally wild. So the engine bracket that I just showed you was from Black Forest. And then the dog bone mount, which holds the transmission underneath, is this one. And they changed it up. Again, they're a very nice engineer who operates their CNC machine because they make all their motor mounts in-house now. Redesigned it, did all the drawings, programmed the CNC, everything, and then you can just see his logo on there with the Black Forest one, and very neatly, you maybe can just see it, they did give thanks to Paul Michael at 6n2.de, and the website does exist. None of the links on it, nothing works on the website, but it is still there. The front page works. So I did send him an email. I did not get a response yet, so hopefully it still works, but either way. So this is super cool that somebody made this for the community, just like I used to do with the wiring for the OBD1 ABAs. I did the same for the Fox coilovers. I just made the diagrams, put them out there for people. But Black Forest totally redesigned them, Made them out of billet, might be the only ones in the world, definitely the only ones they've made, super cool. And then the engraved dick butt underneath on the bottom of it, which is very silly, but also very, very cool. So massive thank you to them. This is the original upper bracket that I had to chop, so I'm gonna close that and weld that up, and then let's go running around. Oh, just got the brake pedal and clutch pedal set up from Holland. I do have a very basic powder coating setup. These are available for like 50, $100 or something. Powder is maybe going to be $10 or $20 for each color for the whole project. So that works pretty well. I did do it 12 or 13 years ago on the 16 valve Fox, the VW Voyage. And the powder still works to this day. Actually, I did replace it 2 years ago, but that's a whole different story. But the engine brackets are still powder coated from my very first attempt learning, so I'm really happy with that. All right, back over to Cam. Deleted the oil cooler, oil heater setup, so we put the shorter thread on there with the Hengst filter, so it doesn't break anymore. It does have the billet, very fancy dipstick tube. If I have time, I'll powder coat that. Brandon cleaned the heck out of the bracket for the alternator there. Lightweight pulleys on there already. Is that the right one? Yeah. Okay, so then if we do the power steering, that one gets changed. But seriously, this is a work of art. It's amazingly amazing. Waiting for the new turbo to come from Germany. They said Friday. So I have no idea if that's going to be okay. Audi TT 225 manifold, which is actually from an Audi A3 in Europe that I parted out. Today's to-do list. 1.8 turbo coolant flanges. I think we're done. Oh, he's fighting with the great big cooling line there. Turbo oil line. Gonna wait until we have the turbo for that. Cut the motor mount and weld. I've cut it, I have to weld it. Don't have to weld it to test fit. Oil filter fitting, did that already. Clean new valve cover. I've got one of the smooth AGN? Correct. AGN valve covers I need to clean off. Install the clutch, waiting. We've got the Black Forest stage something clutch. So lightweight billet flywheel. And then this is the very fancy Black Forest Industries clutch that we're going to be running with the KO4 and the ECU from Unitronic. It should be, what do we think horsepower wise? 250, 260? Something like that. So we've got upgraded pressure plate, upgraded clutch disc, and lightweight, very fancy flywheel from Black Forest. And their kit comes with the alignment tool, of which once you've done 10 clutches means you have 10 of these. So we no longer need that throwout bearing. Cutely, they give you a little Loctite as well if you don't have it. And it always comes with all of the bolts, which I just can't spot right now. But their kits always come with all of that, which is awesome. Okay, install the clutch, install the transmission. We're gonna remove the axles because they're not gonna be right. We're gonna undo the ball joint bolts basically to see if they snap or not. Because if they snap, I need to order new ones or weld new ones on. After all of that's done, install the engine for the test fit. We're gonna test fit the new axles, which are from a TDI, which came with a 3-cylinder TDI engine, but it did have a version of the O2A transmission. So hopefully that'll be okay, O2J. Anyway, later Polos and Lupos did come with the closer transmission setup. And then MillTech sent out the exhaust. The same gent who told me about the motor mount design said that a 1.8 turbo Mark IV downpipe just about clears on the Polo. So we have this great big 3-inch non-catalytic converter, MillTech, 2 O2 bungs. I think we might be deleting the second one, but really coolly, they do include the block off, which I feel like never happens with exhausts. Comes with a new gasket, everything that's needed. And then we've already held it up and it looks like the axle bend is gonna hopefully work really closely. It's kind of cool that they have their little MillTech, part number made in England, welded on there. So yeah, hopefully this will go on okay. It does come in the box with the clamps and everything needed. So it is a full kit. Fingers crossed that will work. Got to build the BBS wheels. They're all split apart. So much to do. Matt, Eurocraft is just about finished the wiring harness. He says it should be here on Wednesday. Today is Monday. Black Forest are such sweethearts that literally they made little seal bags with the hardware for the bolts, hardware for the mounts, and labeled them. And they even, when they weren't quite sure of which ones, they sent different ones with little notes on it. It's amazing. I can't thank them enough for all that craziness. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Oh, dang. Hot off the press.
Hot off the press.
The VR6 3.6 liters only come with aluminum oil pans, and the 1.8 turbos come with aluminum pans, but there is a hybrid pan. So it's this little thin piece of steel that gets glued onto the bottom of an aluminum, basically spacer adapter chunk thing for the oil return there. The idea being that you can replace it. It is kind of a nuisance to get off. I mean, it's just
3/4 of an inch shorter.
Oh, 3/4 of an inch shorter as well, and then it scrapes and bends instead of cracking.
Did you get a pickup tube?
No, did I need a pickup tube?
You do.
Okay, got to order a pickup tube apparently. But the main reason for this coming off is that I can now go and powder coat it yellow. That was the whole reason for doing all of that. So yeah, hopefully it came off pretty well. Thanks to Brandon for doing that. There is the oil drain on it. I need to go order a pickup tube. So yeah, before the end of the day, get the motor in, get it bolted up temporarily. That way we can check downpipe, axles, intercooler, clearance for the radiator lines, everything. Today is Monday. The car must go on a truck by 12 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon, so 1 week and a few hours from now. They could be here anytime from Monday morning onwards, or we could get a message that it's going to have to go before then. I don't have much control. It's going in a hard side enclosed trailer with lots of other cars to SEMA most likely, and they're not going to wait. So that's my absolute deadline. So best case, we're looking at 6 days from now, give or take. I'm going to try and do one of these live every day. More if give me feedback. Let me know if this sucks or not. Oh, there's so much painting to do. Like the 6N2 roof rails there, the bike rack. If you haven't seen it yet, Marin did send out a bike, painted it in Holland. It's all crazy Harlequin. All right, I'm going to go back to work. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Thanks to everyone who's watching. Thanks to these two for coming and helping on a lazy Monday night and trying to bust shit out. Bye.